and welcome to the Ecom Pitch Podcast. I'm your host, Clint Armstrong, and along with my co-host, Ben Watson, we talked to Tahir.khan, who's the co-founder of RockitSeller. RockitSeller is a suite of tools for sellers to manage their businesses across marketplaces. Tahir and team are releasing, or by the time this is actually published, will have already released a new tool called ScalePilot. And in Tahir's words, it's not for those side hustlers. It's for those who have been through the school of hard knocks. They've learned the Amazon lessons the hard way. ScalePilot was built by Tahir and team for those dedicated sellers and fills that technology gap that helps reduce the amount of time needed to identify the white space in the marketplace, create a product, and bring it to market. It takes that time from a month down to essentially an afternoon. His advice to sellers is that tools that got them from $0 to $10,000 are not going to be the same tools that get you to $50K or $100K a month. Sellers need to go and research what's out there, go to pitch, and bring on that new technology in order to continue growing. So let's go listen.
Hi, Tahir. Welcome to the Ecom Pitch Podcast. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Here today with co-host Clint. Clint, how are you today? What's going on, mate?
Doing well. It's nice and rainy here in Florida finally, so we're doing well.
It's not burning hot like every other day.
I mean, it is, but I'll take the rain today.
That's Florida.
So you got humidity then. Nice.
Yes.
Tahir, let's talk about you and your business. I'd love to give us the intro, give us a sort of elevator pitch on what you do so everyone can know. Yeah, let's dig into how you win business and how you go about pitching.
Yeah. So the goal of RockitSeller from its inception was to help an e-commerce business in every step of their selling journey. You start with listing optimization. That before even that, you go sourcing, which is we're solving the first problem towards the end, and I'll get to that in a second. I'll give you a little background on myself, Ben. I'm a second-time tech founder. The first time, I prefer to stay in the background. I come from parking and transportation industry, where I built the world's true first cloud-based parking system back in 2009, when cloud it didn't have a technical connotation associated with it. Cloud meant the blue Azure cloud. And we really were the innovators. We disrupted the industry. I exited in 2017. Little that I realized when I got into the industry is how challenging and what a guild-based system is. Parking has evolved since I left. There's a lot of innovation that has come to that industry, but it was still, again, to draw the analogy, it was a brick and mortar store operation. I'm selling on Amazon. I want to be on eBay. What do I do? How do I automate that? So that's how RockitSeller came in. And as I was building, so the first tool that we built was SellWise, which is our multi-channel listing and fulfillment, works seamlessly across 8 different e-commerce marketplaces. When I started selling, I was doing retail arbitrage, and when I got into PL, I realized the price volatility on Amazon is just killing. So I wanted an automated repricer. Amazon did not have one at that time, and if they did, it was very rudimentary. So we built PriceWise, which is our automated pricing engine. Then last year we released in 2024 AdStyle, which is our PPC ads optimization, because I tried PPC ads optimization, and it is more than a full-time job managing those assets, managing those budgets and bids. I was like, good grief, what do I do? Being the engineer, I went back to the drawing board. So that's how AdStyle came into play. We built ListWise out of necessity back in the day, and this is before Amazon started offering automated image creation for your listings and all that. We had that before Amazon did. 2 years ago, we built ListWise, which is our automated listing management optimization solution. And then lastly, what we are releasing now, Ben, it will blow the socks off of the competition. Touch wood. I'm trying to get it done by tomorrow because I'll be on a webinar and I need to talk about it. So this platform that I'm building is ScalePilot. It will completely change how people do product research today. Now, what if there was a piece of software that you went in, put in an ASIN or a product name, and it gave you the seasonality, when to launch it, how much money you need, what you need to spend on your advertising, the barriers to entry, the pricing. Basically, it's a complete Amazon product research analyst that you hire at the tip of your fingertip. So what we did was take the job of 6 people and turn it into one click. It's being released this week. Hopefully by tomorrow, at least MVP. My folks haven't slept in the last 48 hours. Neither have I. So we're frantically trying to do it. But it will revolutionize the way people search for, especially private label sellers. This is for private label brands. Everything, search terms, what the customers need, when should you launch, how you should source, what should be your market strategy, who are you competing against, how much money you need, how much do you need to allocate for advertising, the whole shebang at your fingertips. And we have our own custom LLM that we train. Setting that up was challenging, but it's all sourced from Product Opportunity Explorer data. So, and it's being released this week, or my team is getting fired, and I'm going to fire myself.
Will you say the name of the product again?
Yeah, ScalePilot. It's not out there. It's stealth until tomorrow. You guys are the first lucky ones to know about it because it was technically pretty challenging because we had to build our own custom LLM. The goal here is we want to be the LLM for the e-commerce industry, especially for Amazon data. And it's a giant endeavor, but you'll see tomorrow what happens.
ScalePilot. So by the time we have this episode produced and launched and in market, it'll be out and people can look for it. What's a URL?
It's not out there yet, like I said. We haven't even talked about it on our website yet. Tomorrow, before I have a webinar tomorrow at 1 p.m. and I'm speaking on it. So this is what my pitch will be. And if it's not out there, God help me.
So with your product, you obviously have an audience. You know, you're going to start to talk to sort of sellers. And I guess when you look at a time frame of when is the best time to start talking to them, it's probably when they're like 3 to 6 months out from their launch date. And they, they need your tool to do research to be able to plan their activation.
To me, the time is agnostic. And this is the reason why I think that. Because if you're a private label seller, what you need to do in order to stay relevant and in business, and this is the formula that people have adopted, in my opinion, I mean, and I may be completely off my rocker over here, but if you're playing in PL, you have to constantly innovate and do research and push out products, at least 3 to 4 products a year, because the moment one product succeeds, you make bank, and in 3 months, you'll have a ton of competitors dropping into that ASIN. So in order for you to stay relevant, you have to constantly innovate. And that's where our tool comes in. It makes it time agnostic because at any given point in the year, you are either launching or researching. You see what I'm saying?
Evergreen is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking for sellers who are locked into that cycle of innovate, create, launch, make money, competitors come in, go again, innovate on that product or find a new product category. Okay, that's cool.
And it also speaks to them, their language, because if I'm a new Amazon seller, I come in and I look at all this data is precious because what happens, and statistically, when you launch a product, the chances of the problem that I have today with the product research, how it is being done today is you go to Keepa, you go to Black Box, Jungle Scout, and then you find products in a specific category and try to see what products have a BSR of less than 50,000, less than 20,000, and the ratings are between 3.5 and 4.5. Then you look at the reviews and try to think and come up with how can I make my product a little different so I can ride the wave of a successful product, put it in front of the customer, and succeed. Chances of success with that are 50-50 at best. So what happens is Amazon's liquidation keeps making money, and you're being pushed into poverty every day. What our product does is really, really gives you the critical analytical data that is enriched by our AI to give you time frames, the money that involves. the break-even timeline you can expect, your profit margins, conservative, realistic, and aggressive, all the risk factors. So what you're doing is before you spend the 30, 50, 100K on sourcing and building the product, what we are trying to do with our software is minimize or even completely eliminate that risk. See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when a new seller comes in and uses our software and gets this data, the chances of them succeeding are pretty high. What we do is show you the customer need, the search terms that actually they're searching for, the traffic concentration index, the saturation index, the competitive index, and we come up with an opportunity score using our internal algorithmic scoring system that tells you, okay, if the opportunity score is above 70, that's a gold mine. Go get it. Don't think about it. Get it built. And this is why you should build it. And this is how much money you need. And this is what you can expect once you build the product the way. And we also give you the differentiation angle. You take the differentiation angle, you go source and build a product exactly like that. The chances of your success are exponentially high. Plus, our software gives you, and that is coming in V1.1, where our software will automatically let you create listings based on the top heavy search terms that customers are looking for, generate keywords off of that, and create Rufus optimized listings for you.
So from our standpoint, it sounds very much like this is going to cut months, if not more time, off of the research phase of the cycle you were talking about earlier. So instead of taking 3 months to research what that product is, this will take them a day or minute or however long within your software, depending on how focused they already are, maybe.
Exactly. You don't have to use keyword research anymore. You don't have to look at reviews. You don't have to do anything. All you need to do is, okay, and our software works only with the top 6 PL heavy categories. So it's built for private label sellers. Private label sellers don't sell appliances. I mean, that's OEM. And so what we did was filtered out the top 6 categories that the PL market uses and launches that we can really, and that the software can really help differentiate that product research. So it's coming. I'm going to wow everyone. At least I got wowed. Oh my God, what have I done?
That's great.
But I'm hoping that I'll get the same response from the industry once it's launched.
So it sounds like when you're talking to potential clients, sellers for your technology stack, you almost want the technology to speak for itself. And I guess you're looking for sellers and business owners who can recognize the technology opportunity and take it and, run with it, basically. So you're looking for those very tech forward type of sellers. Is that right?
Yes, our ICP is anyone that is generating over 250K annual revenue on Amazon. The reason being, they've been through the school of hard knocks. They've learned the lessons the hard way. God knows I did. So those people are the perfect audience for our software, because when they look at it, they'll go like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Whereas someone who's new to the industry, who's coming in, side hustlers, it won't make a whole lot of sense to them, depending on how good they are in e-commerce, how good they understand the market.
Nice. So for that audience then, when you're in this pitch situation and you're talking to them, or your team is, how do you close the deal? Like, what do you feel is, what's your go-to move to get them to activate and work with you?
Well, it's all about relevance and trust, right?
Right.
How relevant our software is to the need, okay? And as far as trust goes, trust can only be built. It's like, does the chicken come before the egg, or the egg comes before the chicken? So My strategy has been, let the technology speak for itself and show it to the customer, have them trust it enough that it will meet their needs. It's already relevant to them, but we are the new kids on the market. In the market, we're competing with known names. Now, how do I differentiate myself? I need an audience. When I get an audience and when I show it to them, they're like, oh, this is what I need. And they look at, and Ben, I don't sell vaporware. I don't sell anything that is not already in the system. Okay. If it is out there and I'm showing it to you, it pretty damn works. If it doesn't, then we have a problem. Anyways, I showed them the system, what it does, and what can they do, how it helps. So we kind of established the trust, and it is relevant. That's the reason I'm still talking to them. Okay.
Yeah.
So expertise can get you into the room after the call, of course, but culture keeps the room warm. But if you miss the stage or you miss the opportunity, you're wasting time. And you know that in the first 30 seconds of the call, how relevant it is to the problem and whether you can establish trust with them. Okay. Then I get into qualifying what it does and how different it is and what are they missing out on. People do not change platforms or software out of need. They change it because they have outgrown a particular piece of software. So the same processes and systems that took them from 0 to 10K a month is not going to be the same set of tools that is going to take them from 10K to 50K. Okay, so we qualify why it is, and we establish the trust. We show it's relevant, and then things fall in line. So either then the synergies exist or they don't. But even if the synergies don't exist now, down the road, they will know and probably help us spread the word out there saying, hey, I may not need this, but you may need this. Go check this out. So that's how I've been closing deals.
I love that. I love the way you said that. I mean, Clint, it sounds like, Tahir really is with RockitSeller bridging the gap. They get
Very much so.
Sellers get to this point, things seem great, they pause, and then they're like, how do I do it again? And I think by you being so tech forward and your solution having obvious use cases, it does speak for itself. And I love that. Yeah, Clint, any thoughts?
Yeah, it's. I think it also speaks to, and you said this to hear, is trust. We talk a lot about what happens after you've won the pitch. What happens? How do you keep those clients? And you really already addressed that. It's like you provide them with a technology that works, that is suitable for what they're doing, and then everything else is based on trust. And so, obviously, you have the experience starting in 2017 through now to get in the door. But once that product is sold, it sounds like you then go in and really try and build that trust. And the technology does a lot of that for you by answering all of their questions and just being that tool that gives them the advantage. So yeah, it was fantastic hearing that, because I think that is very, very relevant. So we're close to the end here, and we always like to end on a funny note or an interesting note. You've been selling for a very long time. You've been in the tech space for a long time. Ben and I come from the agency side, and so pitching for us is very different than what it sounds like it has been for you. But we all have those funny stories of something that's happened during discussion or a technology that just did not work when it was being displayed. But do you have any of those that you could share with us now?
It's funny that you even asked that question. It happens so regularly. Happens so regularly. My opening statement is that's unspoken truth and law. If something can potentially go wrong, will go wrong, and most definitely go wrong when you're in a demo.
Absolutely.
So
when it matters the most.
I prepare myself. I think I prepared myself well enough, but I find myself, oh my God, where's the exit door? You know what I'm saying? I swear it worked. I swear it does do the job. I don't know why the hell it's not working. And then the moment you disconnect the call, you go back and it's working, and you're like, I built this son of a gun, and it doesn't cooperate with me. So I always preface my demos with, okay, if something will possibly go wrong, will go wrong, and most definitely go wrong when I'm demoing it. So please bear with me. And I have my team on standby on Slack saying, I'm getting on a demo. You better well make sure that this damn thing works. But lately, the experience has been much smoother. What is funny is one of our prospects, they compared us to Carbon 6. Oh, you guys are like Carbon 6. I'm like, no. We're not even close, man. Don't compare it to us to them. And I'm like, no. Your tech stack, you have a tool for everything. I said, well, that may be the case, but Carbon 6 is too big for us. Don't compare us to them. It was funny the way he said it. You guys are like carbon 6. I'm like, no. No one knows about us. We're the new kid on the block.
Not today, but give us a couple
not
years,
today.
maybe.
Yeah, take it as a compliment. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. Yeah. Great to talk with you today, Tahir. You are the founder of RockitSeller. We're going to add all of your links into the podcast and the YouTube clips when we send them out. So everyone's going to be able to contact you. And look, if you're listening, check out Tahir's tool. We've done demos on it. I think it's pretty straightforward and simple and does what it says. So really like the repricing tool. And can't recommend Tahir, more than we have. So thanks for joining us, mate. Really enjoyed talking to you.
Good
Yes,
luck.
sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Good luck
Yeah,
with your
of course.
webinar tomorrow and with the launch of the new product.
Yes, tomorrow.
Stay in touch, everyone.
Exactly.
Clint, tomorrow or in the past.
Exactly. Tomorrow in the past.
Yes.
Tomorrow in the past, yes.
Yeah. Excellent.
I like that.
Thanks.
We appreciate your time. Thank you,
guys.
Tahir. Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.